and it's telling me I'm live, but yet I don't see myself. Why is that? Good Wednesday evening, listener, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Conversations of a Sister here on my YouTube channel. I don't know. I think that we were a little quirky tonight because as I logged on to the channel, I think that we chose streaming live instead of via webcam. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, my followers have been notified that I am live here on Conversations of a Sister. It's another week, it's another slew of conversations and several conversations that, I've received via email from a lot of my listeners and readers. I thank you for being patient with me as I have not blogged on my blog in a couple of weeks. I've had some personal matters that I've had to tend to. So it kind of threw me um, off of my game a little bit, but I'm back and we'll resume conversations as they come. So I'm in the process of uh, changing my website. So my website is being changed. I'm doing some updates. I'm trying to simplify it. So bear with us as that is under construction. And for those of you who know that my emails are being forwarded, you can still email us at conversationsofasister at gmail.com. That's conversations of a sister at gmail.com. Now, during this transformation, I still have access to my emails that was going through my old website. However, it's just a little bit more time consuming to log on there. So if you want to send us your emails for a topic of discussion or a suggested topic, you can email us at conversationsofasister at gmail.com. So I received an email, I think it was last week, a couple of emails that I will address here tonight. And one of my listeners was talking about how I am passionate when it comes to politics and talking about politics. And this is very true. And I think it is largely because of my beliefs, what I believe. And people comment on my pages saying that my beliefs are all wrong when I know that morals and integrity are not. And that is not what I see in this current administration. Nevertheless, the question that I received was, what did I think about the war? And what did I think about inflation in the stock markets as it pertains to the war in Iran? And I think that the whole stock market thing is what is being manipulated. I think the stock market is being manipulated. Um, the current president talks about war, stocks drop, inflation rise. He talks about peace, stocks go up, the markets improve, 401ks improve. So, it's almost like market manipulation. People buy stocks, I guess, cheaper when they're down. And then when the stocks go up again, then I guess that's when they make money. So it's either that or it's the opposite. But I think that is market manipulation. Uh, do I think this question was asked a week ago that there would be a ceasefire? I think they spoke of a ceasefire that lasted all of 15 minutes before Israel started bombing Lebanon. And I think that Israel and Lebanon was supposed to be included in that ceasefire. So that ceasefire didn't last long because then the United States started bombing Iran. So, no. And I think that anything that you hear coming from the current administration is not going to be true. You're not going to hear the truth. If you want to hear the truth, I suggest going to satellite news or Iranian news, any news other than what you will hear here, because it's not going to be accurate. That's all I have to say with that. Into relationships, because I did get some emails about relationships. One email I received was from a young lady who said that she and her best friend were in a weight loss competition. However, she said that her friend is taking a weight loss pill or getting a weight loss shot, wherein she has changed her eating habits and she's going to the gym. But she said that her friend is losing weight quicker. So she didn't think, she felt like her friend had a jump on her, in this weight loss game. Her friend actually does have a jump on her because her friend is taking a weight loss drug. So her friend is taking a weight loss drug. She's eating right and working out. Of course, her friend is going to lose weight quicker because she's taking a weight loss drug, whether that be a shot or a pill. It's like she has a jump start on the weight loss competition that you have going, but it's really not a competition, and I'm going to tell you why. It takes time to lose weight when you're doing it right. When you're eating right, and you're exercising constantly or religiously or daily, it is going to take time to lose weight. You will see weight loss in about 6 months to a year, and some people see it sooner. But with the weight loss drug, it's drastic, which is why the individuals have to take it for the rest of their lives if they want to maintain this particular weight. Now, everybody is talking about Oprah because Oprah is on a weight loss drug. And I watched a comedian, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. She even spoke about how good Oprah looks. And Oprah feels good because Oprah is a size 6. And I think this is a size that she's always dreamt of being. She always wanted to be a size 6. Well, good for her. Everybody is not going to be a size 6, and everyone do not desire to be a size 6. For some people, losing weight is about health, but it is about health. If you're taking a weight loss drug, it is about health when you are eating right and you are exercising. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous, even if you're walking for an hour a day or 45 minutes a day, you are at least exercising. It is about moving your body. But the difference with a weight loss drug is that you lose muscle. You begin to lose muscle mass. So you want to take supplements to sustain that as well as work out because you will tend to lose muscle mass when you are on a weight loss drug. They have very strong side effects that you will see later on after being on the drug. And it's funny because this young lady said to me in the email, she said, the reason why I want your opinion is because she said the comedian Monique spoke about it. Because, everyone knows Monique lost weight. Monique is now down to a nice weight size. She's still thick, but she lost weight. She's exercising and she's eating right because exercise is medicine. The gym is medicine because working out, it just does something not only for your endorphins, but it just gives you a rush and it makes you feel good. It's a feel good high that one should want to have. So when you work out and you eat right and you're losing weight the right way, you tend to maintain that weight. And this is a healthy way to lose weight. And some people have to take a weight loss drug because they need that boost in order to lose the weight. But I think that when you reach the weight that you want, it is important to maintain that with the proper diet and the proper exercise. So you cannot be in, I'm answering your question now, you cannot be in a weight loss competition with someone who is taking a weight loss drug versus you going to the gym and working out. It's not an even playing ground. It is not. So, and I don't think that you should envy your friend or feel some kind of way about it. Just get out of the competition with them because technically there is no competition. So, because there is no competition, there's nothing to compete with. Just eat right, exercise, lose the weight, maintain it, and live. It's that simple. You don't have to be in a competition because technically you're not competing. You're not, the playing ground is not even. It's just like you both being on a course to race and you have a bunch of stumbling blocks in your way while her course is straight ahead with nothing in the way. So there's no competition there. So I hope that answers that question. And another question that I received was from a young lady who has been dating her man for, I think she said about a year. And she said they are very compatible, they get along. She said that he was in the process of purchasing a home. They looked at the home together, they looked at homes together. She basically helped him house hunt. I shouldn't say help him house hunt because she's not a realtor. She went with him as he was house hunting. And, he got her opinion on a lot of the homes that they saw together. And this one house that she liked, she said he purchased. He purchased this house and she was impressed because it was a house that she liked. He, in turn, asked her to decorate it. No, she's not putting any money into it. He hasn't asked her for any money, but he purchased the house. He asked her now to help her decorate it. She's decorating it according to her style, and he is taking her style and her opinions into consideration. Now, she stays there sometimes because his place is bigger than hers. She still rents. And it's almost like she feels like this is her home away from home. The issue is her parents told her that regardless of the fact that he's included her in the purchase, he's included her in his decorating, and he's including her in his life at this point, she needs to still know her place. Because she told me that she does wash his clothes, that she does cook, I think she said she hired a housekeeper, someone to come and clean. But it's almost like she is playing the role of a wife. And her parents told her that she should not play the role of a wife without the actual title being legitimate. So her parents wanted her to fall back. And she was kind of hurt by it because she felt like, or she feels like the relationship is really growing. And, I think, in my opinion, that with all of that, that, he'll probably eventually marry her. But you can get married and you can do all of that and the relationship still not work. This is a conversation that I had today with someone that I'm close with. They were like, you can do all of that. You can do all of that and still not be together. You can get married. You can marry that person after buying a house and doing all of those things and still not be together. So what's the difference? I think the difference is the benefit. I think that's that's how her parents see it. Her parents see it as there is a benefit to being a wife as opposed to being a girlfriend in certain duties. Because if you're a wife, you have the benefits of marriage. You have the benefits if anything happens, you're covered. She said that her parents have always told her that she has to consider whether or not she would be taken care of in the long run. You know, how are you protecting yourself? You're doing all of this, and for what? You know, what is the goal? And she said that the goal is the fact that she loves him. So when I was talking to my friend today, he said that you can love anybody. You can't be impressed by the fact that you love them. You have to be impressed by substance. He made a very good point in saying that a lot of people have been killed by people that they love. People that they love have killed individuals in relationships. Now, I know this kind of puts a damper on it because you're looking at it from another perspective, but I think what he meant is that because you've been dating him for such a short time. I think she said it's been a little over a year. You don't really know him. And my thing is, I believe this wholeheartedly. And my girlfriend and I was talking about this week. I think that when you are dating someone, you need to see that individual in every season. You need to see how they are when they're upset. You need to see how they are when they're mad. You need to know how they handle money. You need to know how they spend money. You need to know what their habits are. You need to see them angry. You need to see what makes them angry. And I think it's important to know that what makes them angry is something that you would not continue to do. And if it's something that they don't like, you would not continue to practice. So I think by him stating that you can love somebody and not really know the person that you love. So you really want to get to know the person. And it sounds like you are in that aspect. And maybe this is a part of what your parents are telling you when they tell you to fall back a little bit because they want you to get to know him and to get to know him slowly. And you know what? Getting to know somebody slowly is best. And I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes when, I shouldn't say sometimes, but most times when you are in a relationship and you see a person and you're getting to know a person from every angle, you need to see if how you feel is still going to be there. Because in relationships, you're not in love every day. In relationships, you are not happy every day. That's why I like Tamar Braxton's song, Love and War, because she says, somebody told me that every day was going to be Marvin Gaye and, you know, like sunshine. And it's not. That's not what relationships are about. Realistically, relationships can be ugly, but you need to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. You need to see the flaws as well as what you think is perfection before you just like declare that this is love. You need to really know that it's love. Love really does stand the test of time. And it does not mean that it has to hurt in order to stand the test of time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it needs to be tried. It needs to be tried. And when something is tried, it's going to go through fire. And if it can come out still standing, then you may have a chance. That's what love is really about. So, in loving Him, these are the steps that you should take before certain conclusions. You should travel with Him. Um, you should know what makes Him angry. He should know what makes you angry. You should see Him at His best. You should see Him at His worst. And I'm leaving that open for a plethora of things because it's all in the knowing of someone, getting to know someone. And it can be interesting. and it's also painful. But if it's something that you're willing to endure, then you'll know whether or not it's worth it. And that's only a question that you can answer. Listen to your parents, consider what they're saying, pray on it, and then you go accordingly. And then check back with me in a year or two, and I'll see where you are. Because some people do get married after 6 months, some people do get married after a year. I had a girlfriend whose parents married after 6 months, and they're still married to this day. And it's been like 50 plus years. So people just know when they are ready, when they are compatible, and when they are willing to work at something. And if that is where you are in your relationship, I say go for it. I had another question that someone asked me concerning girls' trips when you are still married. Should girls' trips happen when you are still married? And if it's something that you were doing before you got married and you discussed this with your at the time fiance and he was okay with it, then of course that's something that you're going to continue. But if he was not, and that was a deal breaker, that is something that you need to reconsider. And if you feel as though it's something that you just want to continue to do, this is a serious conversation for you and your spouse. Because if that's not something that they're willing to tolerate, then there will be a problem. Relationships are give and take, and you have to consider the other individual. When you are married, that's a whole different jungle of worms because you're no longer single. When you are single, you do single things. But when you get married, you are now married. If you're going to do a couples trip and your husband is in agreement with that, that you go as a couple, that's great. But girls' trips, if he doesn't agree to it, it's something that you really should reconsider because you have to consider how he feels. Even if he does say, go, have a good time, you need to consider the heart of the matter. And what was discussed prior to the marriage is what's important because that is something that you want to honor and you want to maintain. But if it's something that you're going to break, then he's going to wonder what else are you willing to break just to do what you want to do. And I think that when you get married, your time is no longer yours. You can spend time apart at times. Of course, you are two individuals that's coming together as one, but you still have to consider each other in everything. Is this going to hurt him? Is this going to bother him? Would he like it? If I did it to him, would I like it? Let me put myself in his shoes. Do I like it? If I don't like it, then I should not do it. It's real simple. It's real easy. And when you were in counseling for marriage, if that did not come up, have that discussion now. And I say move according to what you're going to be mutually agreeing to. And that is what keeps peace in your home. But if you are going to go against the grain and the agreement, then that is going to be an issue. Yeah. So those were my top three questions this week. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who tuned in, all of the other emails, hopefully, I will get to them before next week or the week after that or the week after that. Although I will be having some guests on the show in the coming weeks. I won't say who they are. I'll just say you'll have to tune in order to see. Until next week, until next time, stay safe, be happy, and have a great Wednesday. Bye.